This video is to help you explore the EfL question board. It is accessed via the top menu in the web console. EfL question board will then open in a new tab. EfL question board is a user-friendly, visual way of viewing and accessing the evidence that you've gathered. It's a powerful tool for enabling conversations that have the learner at the centre. 3 key questions enable you to identify the evidence you would like to view. Who the evidence refers to, whether that involves individuals, groups of learners, or cohorts. What the evidence is about, which can be filtered using tags, indicators, and/or frameworks. And when the evidence you wish to look at took place. I then drag and drop to, for example, select a particular learner's evidence within a specific date range. I can then click play to see my evidence. This evidence is currently being displayed in tile view, where videos can be easily viewed within the page, and notes are displayed as a sticky note. The evidence can also be used in a more traditional journal view, but Question Board introduces a new, powerful and exciting timeline view. In this view, the evidence is clearly displayed in a timeline. It's worth noting that for speed and efficiency, a selection of 25 pieces are viewable immediately, but we can quickly and easily fetch more evidence until we can view it all. In this view, I can zoom in to see a shorter time period within the one selected on screen to make things clearer if necessary. Green numerals clearly show where multiple evidence has been collected on the same day. Individual pieces can be opened and viewed on the same page. And photos or videos quickly viewed at the click of a mouse.
C for cow.
There are a number of different filters that you can use to view timelines to facilitate your conversations. In this view, I can see photos or videos on screen. I have the option to just look at the comments recorded or any indicators information that has been included. We can unpack timelines further using a range of filters to form what we call swim lanes. When filtering by tag, all the tags used within the evidence featured are shown here. I can quickly and easily drag these down to form specific lanes for specific tags. This enables me to clearly see a particular starting point and the evidence captured of the learning that has taken place since then. This is excellent for creating case studies that facilitate conversations around learning, whether at annual reviews or pupil progress meetings, when looking at the impact of interventions, for looking at progress in specific areas where specialist support teams have had an input, and for supporting conversations where concerns have been raised around pace of progress or regression. Evidence portrayed in this way can clearly demonstrate whether responses are typical for this pupil, how typical responses are over time, and they can help identify where changes have taken place. As it's portrayed in a timeline, it is easier to identify any changes in environment or input, etc., that may have affected the pupil's responses. This all relies on evidence that gives this type of information, and lots of schools are now using timelines and swim lanes to review the quality, time, and timing of the evidence they capture. Many have found that short videos are the most powerful way of showing progress over time. It's easy to forget how much our pupils have developed when we see them every day. EfL Question Board can also be used to facilitate conversation around the curriculum offer and considering what the evidence tells us about progress. It's useful for identifying cross-curricular links and quickly and easily see these. And it's useful for moderation or staff training and even for professional development, where you can use tags of teacher names or tags of the standards to add to the evidence to make it easily identifiable. It's worth remembering that if you've been using EfL for a number of years, you can look back over this time as a whole, using tags to highlight a specific evidence thread. For example, a school recently shared how, using timelines, they could show how a pupil who was initially pre-verbal began to communicate beyond gestures, using symbols, then using communication software on an iPad, before finally capturing that pupil's first spoken word. Not only incredible progress, but a fabulous example for teacher training in communication. If I want to create a new question in Question Board, I do that by returning to the top, clicking on the down button, and then I can erase this question using the trash can. Question board can also be used to look at the progress between different groups or cohorts of pupils. For example, I may want to look at pupil premium cohort. And maybe specifically their communication. I can again choose a date range and click play to produce my timeline. I can use the filters at the top to, for example, look at the learners within that cohort, and I can drag down their names to produce individual swim lanes. There are many different ways that you can filter your evidence, and we invite you to explore these areas. We hope you enjoy exploring Question Board and that it proves helpful as you delve into looking at learning over time. Please get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.